Oh, well, hello, everybody. That stopped a bit abruptly, but hi. Welcome to SAMSARA'S Soiree on this Sunday. Oh, sorry, folks. Oops. On this Sunday, the 4th of October. And I want to wish a big happy birthday to my friend Tracy in WA. I don't know if she's watching, but if she is, hi, happy birthday. Okay. So first of all, we would like to acknowledge that SAMSARA'S SOIREE is created on the lands of the Australian Aboriginal people, and we are honoured to be participating in the very ancient traditions of storytelling on this land, which is their land. Okay, so let's begin. Well, what's on the program tonight? Lots of fun. Our cocktail is Japanese flipper, which I'll show you very, very shortly. Sara-Rose has a song for us, of course, and then a bit later on she's got a monologue. Is that correct, Sara-Rose? Yes? Okay, good, hopefully. Shane, Grant and Paul Robertson are both doing monologues from a play of mine, Black Canasta, which you can hear the play in full on Samsara's Dramas, the podcast, but you get a bit of a taste of the dark and dangerous aspects of the play here. Damian, April and I are doing our very, very first attempt at a mafia scene. Pretty soon, you know, we'll be taking over The Godfather. And Maree has a goddess temple dance for us. And we have our improv, which is the dinner party scene. And I forgot to talk to everyone about that. So I'm just going to be nominating people. Oops. Okay. Anyway, so first of all, let's begin with the Japanese slipper cocktail. This was actually Joe's suggestion at the last soiree. So it's really easy. This is the easiest cocktail in the world. I just got to find all my things. Okay. It's very simple. Now I'm running out of triple sec, so this is going to define the actual contents of my particular, I can't even undo the lid, drink, but basically it's 1 part of Cointreau or triple sec, which, how much do I have here? Okay, I have almost a shot, so that's good. So 1 shot of triple sec, and can go in the bin. Then, okay, this one, Midori, which is apparently a melon-flavored Japanese liqueur or cocktail, whatever. So it's just 1 shot of, the Midori. It gives it a lovely green color. Okay. And the final step is 1 shot of lemon juice. And there we go. That's the last of the lemon juice too. So, woohoo! Oops, I was doing so well until the lemon juice. There we go. All right. So here we have a lovely green thing, which if you have kids, they might think it's cordial. So make sure you don't leave it around the kids. You know what? It tastes a bit like a lemony, melony cordial too. It doesn't sting like some alcohols do, but I'm fairly sure it has potency. So we'll see how that goes across the evening. All right. Well, that's enough of my alcoholic tendencies. Let's get started. Let's go to Sara-Rose for our opening song. Sara-Rose, take it away.
It wasn't so long ago, traveled the world together. Everything seemed within our grasp. We were so young back then, and life one endless summer. But it was never meant to last. I remember the last night in Kyoto. The way sunset lit the evening sky. The temple roofs reflected in the water. The way we thought our love could never die. It all seemed so perfect then. Watched the light show playing. Who knew it wouldn't last for long? If someone had told me then just what the future had in store, I would have sworn that they were wrong. I remember our last night in Kyoto. The way the sunset lit the evening sky. The temple roofs reflected in the water. The way we thought our love could never die. Looking back, I wonder how we got from then to now. 1,000 times I've asked myself just how we could have given up on something that started out so well before our life descended into a living hell. If I could turn back time, I know where I would go. I remember our last night in Kyoto. The way the sunset lit the evening sky. The temple roofs reflected in the water. The way we thought our love could never die. The way we thought our love could never die.
Fantastic. We should mention, Sara-Rose, do you want to tell us where you are and why you're there?
I am in a motel in Balranald because I was partway back on my journey between Adelaide and Denny, and the journey has been very, very slow. I rolled my ankle like just as I was driving, so now I have a massive swollen bruised ankle, which was really painful. And I drove dust storm and had an asthma attack, and so it just took me forever to drive. So I thought, you know what, I'm not driving away to Denny. I'm just gonna stay here tonight and do this gig from Balranald.
Oh, you poor thing. You had a few accidents at the last soiree too. You're in the wars.
Yep.
So do you have everything now? Because you went back to Adelaide to get the rest of your stuff to take back to Deniliquin?
No, I only bought what I fit in my car. So I was going to get the animals because of the whole situation of not knowing if the house I'm in is going to get sold and stuff. I can't really bring the animals across, so I just picked up a few bits.
Wasn't the main point to have the little critters with you?
Yep.
Oh, you poor thing.
Yep. So I had to leave them. It was very sad. My dog got so excited when she saw me that she vomited all over the floor.
You know that's true love.
Yeah.
I do that whenever I meet someone I love after a long break. I vomit all over
on them.
So.
Yep. It's nice, you know. They love you when they do that.
Okay, so after a little thing, we're gonna go now to Shane Grant. You might need to mute yourself, Sarah. I think it is your phone. Yeah, thank you. We're going to go to Shane Grant for our for the first of two monologues. Oops, sorry, just got to sort myself out here. From Black Canasta.
I got a run of red canastas today. Yeah, I won that game for once. Can you believe it? That never happens. Lucky if I can make a black one in most hands. I need all the help I can get. But man, those birds are hard to come by, no joke. Someone once said, fate is what happens to you on the road you took to avoid it. Oedipus would agree with that. You know who Oedipus is? He's the guy who was told that he would kill his dad and marry his mum, and he ended up doing exactly that by accident. Some accident, eh? Those Greeks really know how to fuck a person over. Oh, hang on a tick. I need a smoke. Yeah, well, this isn't my story. You don't want to know my story. It isn't very interesting. Well, it's not very original anyway. I killed someone. Yeah, enough said. I've been here a long time and I still have a fair way to go before I can breathe the fresh air. Nah, mine's tried and true. I never bothered to fight against fate. My life was ordained, and I never pick a fight I can't win. Mikey, on the other hand. Oh yeah, Mikey. He's a tough little bugger. He's done it hard, fighting all the way. Sometimes I just want to scream at him to give it a rest. Take it easy. Go with the flow. Yeah, the flow might be a raging rapid, but it's still better than smashing up against a cliff face at high tide. Mikey's not that type, though. He still thinks there's hope. Hope. Fuck. That's one of those four-letter words, eh? People think words like fuck and cunt are rude, but the worst word in the world to utter is hope. You put a word like hope in front of a young boy and he starts to dream. He starts to see things which don't belong in this world, don't belong in his fate or in his dreaming. He might even look like it's possible for a while, but your fate is your fate and you can't fight it no matter how much you try. I can't decide if it's worse to be the one trying or the one watching the attempt. He's got balls, though, I tell you. And they've been kicked from here to the back and beyond many times over. They must be navy blue by now and the size of coconuts. There you go. Hey, why is everyone gone? I seem to have lost all the sound.
We're not hearing you,
There
Samsara.
we go. It's all come back suddenly.
Yes.
Okay, Paul, the reason you see everybody is because you're in gallery view, not speaker view.
Oh.
But anyway, sorry. Shane, that was really cool. Do you want to tell people a little bit about Black Canasta?
Black Canasta is a prison story that I think it was written as a radio play, yes?
No, it's actually written as a stage play, which I adapted for audio so I could do it as the podcast.
Right, okay, yeah, got you. And we recorded the podcast earlier this year and it's currently available on your website, yes?
It is in full.
Yeah.
I think it's over about 5 parts. 4 parts were in lots of 3 scenes, and then we've got the supercuts. And we're also currently in the middle of the play Dramatic Reaction, a Theatrical Lampoon. Today we just released the Act 1 supercut before we get into Act 2 of that very, very funny theatrical disaster. Now we're going to go over to Joe and Michael for Joe's Jam. They've got something a little bit different for us tonight. You're muted. We're going to have a night of weird muting.
He hasn't got the guitar with him, so this is just all me.
All right.
Now, listen, we are celebrating tonight. Okay. As you can see. Hang on. Can you see? I don't know.
Yes.
These things are huge, right? Okay. Now, we've had a crappy year in every sense of the word. But the one thing that we can rely on is for the Mighty Magpies to come up and do something right just once. They'll probably flop in the next couple of weeks, but you never know, right? Okay.
And they need 1 point.
They won by 1 point last night over in Perth against West Coast. And it was a bit goal for a little while. So it was a really good game.
I'm going to say boo.
Most people do.
Yeah, there were a whole lot of people doing that in that crowd. Yeah. And there are a lot of people out there right now saying exactly the same thing. But I tell you what, there's a lot of happy magpies too. So on that note, good old Collingwood forever. They know how to play the game. Side by side they stick together to uphold the magpie name. By crikey. See the barrackers are shouting as all barrackers should. Oh, the premierships a cake walk for good old Collingwood. Yay! Magpies! Woo!
Oh, it's sad but beautiful at the same time.
That's us. Sad but beautiful.
Now, I forgot to mention, tonight we're doing tongue twisters. And Joe, you said you had 1 or 2 fun tongue twisters for us tonight.
I don't know where you want to start, but look, I reckon we'll start with just a little one. I've got some big ones to come later.
Okay.
Shiny skies hide slimy spies with tiny eyes disguised as grimy flies.
Oh my. Say that 3 times fast. Let's hear what
God,
happens.
Okay.
Go.
Shiny skies hide slimy spies with tiny eyes disguised as grimy fries. Shiny skies hide slimy spies with tiny eyes disguised as grimy fries. Shiny skies hide slimy spies with tiny eyes disguised as grimy fries. Yes.
That was
straight into
fantastic.
forever, doesn't it?
Yeah, I could put that to that tune, I reckon. Yeah.
Now before we go on to our next part of the show, I'm actually going to give do one, a nice simple one. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. How can a clam cram in a clean cream can? How can a clam cram in a clean can? How can a clam in a clean can? How can a clam cram in a clean can?
That's how you do it.
That's how it's done. Okay, enough of that frivolity. We're going to go into something a bit more serious this time. We're going back to the prison that Shane took us into and meet another inmate. Just
I remember the Housing Commission block. I remember the Lemonix table. I remember the vinyl floors. I remember being cold. I remember being hungry. I remember being poor. I remember never having money for takeout, for school excursions, or to buy anything at the shops with my friends. I remember being teased. I remember being angry. I remember Mum. I remember her worn-out dresses and her untidy hair. I remember her bare feet as she padded into the bathroom as I was thrown up. I remember her screaming at me. I remember her telling me I was a disappointment, that I'd never grow up to be anything, that I was a fucking that I was going to end up in the gutter where I belonged. I remember slapping her across the face again and again. It never shut her up. I hate me mum. She was a fucking bitch. An evil cunt. If you ever want to know where the devil lives, I can tell you it's in her breast. It's in her mother's milk. As I was sucking at the teat, she was filling me up with her poison. And when I stopped drinking, she kept on feeding me with her poison words. And a vicious backhand, a pro footballer, I'd be proud of. She just wanted to inflict pain on everyone round her. And there I was, an innocent young boy, the perfect post. Do you watch the Game of Thrones? Do you ken Reeks? Well, I was a Reeks. Oh, she didn't cut my balls off, but she might as well have. Would have been less painful. God, I wanted to kill her. Still do. Had the chance once. But I didn't do it. I beat myself up every day for being weak. I loved her. I couldn't stop myself. Why? She never done nothing but tear me down or rip me to pieces. I ate her. But still I love her. She deserves to die. The world would be a better place without her. I'd be a better man. Fuck. I can't believe I let her live. I actually kept her alive. All I had to do was nothing. I just had to stand back and watch. Could I do it? Fuck no, I had to go rushing in to stop the blood. Call the fucking ambulance. Fuck. Fuck, 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 fuck. I wouldn't be here now if it wasn't for my loving mother. My life wouldn't be the shit heap that it is. I wouldn't enjoy inflicting pain quite so much if someone had actually cared for me and nurtured me. Just a little bit of love. Is that too much for a small boy to ask for? That's an interesting screen. Was it the jeggings or the dress you were interested in? We can't hear you, Samsara. Can't hear you, Samsara.
Sorry, technical difficulty. I couldn't get back into Zoom. Just like it disappeared on me. Like that was wow, powerful, very powerful. Thank you for doing that, Paul.
That's all right.
Yeah, I don't really think there's much to say. I did want to ask you. You've been doing some Shakespeare stuff lately. Do you want to tell us about it?
Much Ado About Nothing was the last one. That was with Circle in the Sand and the International Actors Ensemble. That was our Zoom performance that happened on Monday night. That's got actors in Italy, Portugal, America, England, Australia. I think we've covered all the continents except the Antarctic and Africa so far. So just if there's some African actors, actors out in Africa that are watching this tonight, then get in touch with Circle in the Sand Theatre Company. We'd love to cover all the continents that we can. Yeah.
So what's the next project then?
We've taken summer off, and then
Okay.
we'll be into the dramas. We've
Oh, yeah,
basically-
well, because,
we just finished the history cycle.
yep.
And so Much Ado About Nothing was the first of the sort of non-histories.
Yep.
After that, and we're back into the rest of them. Yeah.
I imagine with Melbourne opening up a little bit now, particularly for outdoor events, that Melbourne Shakespeare Company might be.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything from Jen yet. That's Jennifer Sarah Dean, who runs that theatre company. Hopefully she does. I know that Glenn Elston's planning on a season of theatre in the parks.
Yeah,
as well.
I saw something. I think Wind in the Willows is definitely happening.
Yeah.
And the
I'm
rest
pretty
of
sure
the
the Dream's happening as well,
cool.
from the wording of his post. Yes.
It's probably a good one to do right now.
Yeah. Let's have a bit of escapist theatre.
Yeah.
So I've stuck my hand up with Glenn for a part. That's for sure. It'd be good to have some work. The whole year has been a bit of a write-off so far for so many of us.
Yeah. So you guys can all see I'm in a sort of a costume or of some sort. So I've got a scene coming up in a moment. But Joe and Michael, while I finish getting ready, can I throw it back to you for two more tongue twisters?
Yeah, all right. Cool.
Thank you.
Here we go. Well, this one, it's a bit lengthy. Here we go with the to and fro and the ebb and flow of the portmanteau, ebonics, bionics, Botox, animatronics, Reaganomics, stagflation, guesstimation, staycation, claymation, sheeple, skort, spork, snark, no-tell, motel, botel, telecom, intercom, romcom, sitcom, emoticon, movie-thon, Groupon, podcast, cosplay, newscast, podcast, chillax, brainiac. Was that too fast?
No? It's too fast if we can't understand it.
Are we still muted?
Oh. No.
No, you're not. No.
No.
Oh. But I am. No, that was good. That was good. You got another one for us?
Okay. This is more like a Dr. Zeus style thing I've got going here. With increasing pace, he raced to taste a dish that was laced with ethics misplaced and braced himself to face that world post-haste. Although debased by the bitter aftertaste, he would copy and paste in a wasted space where hate was encased and sometimes replaced, but always embraced. Now faced with disgrace, thinking he holds the ace, his two-faced deeds might not be traced, but as prefaced his fall from grace, so interlaced cannot be erased. It's showcased right there on his face.
Excellent. Okay, we're going into the scene now. Damien and April, I hope you guys are ready, because I've totally lost my little share thingy, so we'll forget about the sharing thing and we'll just go straight into the scene. Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna kill you!
I'm already dying, you idiot!
Bullshit, it's just a gunshot wound. You'll survive. Well, no, you won't, because I'm gonna kill you myself! Ugh.
Oh, dude! Chill out, dude. She's hurt.
Yeah, we're all fucking hurt, and it's her fucking fault!
How is it my fault? Someone give me a fucking bandage? I'm bleeding all over the damn place.
Righto. I'll see if I can find something. Right, now, are you gonna chill, dude?
Yeah, I'm fine. I just want someone to pay for this fucking bloodbath. I should never have been there.
Yeah, well, whatever, like maybe, but we're here now, so you get me to a fucking hospital right now?
We can't do that.
Why not? She's dying, for goodness sake.
I've got some fabric in the glove box. It'll stop the bleeding. That'll have to do for now.
Stop smoking.
Yeah, and I need $1 million, but right now, neither of us are getting our wish, are we?
Take me to the goddamn hospital now, you fuckwit. I am dying.
If we step 1 foot into a hospital, we all end up in jail. And I'm not going back there. Not for anyone.
Maybe we can just dump her at the door. She'll be quite hurt in court, but she will be, right?
You chicken shit.
Do you really think this idiot, the fool who got us into this mess in the first place, is not going to squeal as soon as they offer a reduced sentence? Huh?
Oh, I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah, that's why I'm in charge.
Yeah, no, I won't say a word. I promise. Just get me to the hospital. I don't have much time left, I tell you.
So what are we going to do?
We only have one choice as I see it.
Nah, I won't squeal. I promise. Yeah, on Mum's life.
Your mum is dead, chip for brains.
We have to do something.
The only thing we can do is nothing.
We can't just let her bleed to death.
No, it's going to be impossible to clean the blood as is. I don't want to add shit and piss to this lot as well.
You're all hard, aren't you?
So what are we going to do then?
Yeah, I know a deserted drain. We'll drop her off there, let her bleed out.
No, you can't leave me to die.
We don't have any other choice, I'm afraid. Nice knowing you and all. Yeah. Use my jacket. Stop the bleeding till we get there. It'll be easier to clean the blood off than the back seat.
You know what? Fuck off. If you're going to do that, I'm going to make sure my blood gets over every single inch of this damn car if I'm going to die. I swear.
Oh, there's got to be a better way.
There isn't. Now, get back there and hold her down until we get there. If there was one spot of blood on my seats once we drop her off, I'm holding you personally responsible.
Oh,
Got it?
Got it. Got it.
Stop your bloody coughing.
Oh, there we go. So I'm probably never going to be a made man, huh? Now, who else said? Oh, first of all, thank you, Damian and April. Oh my God, it's really humid in Melbourne tonight, and I'm sweating to death in this jacket. I can't get it off. Oh. So, Damian and April, what did you think when you first read that scene?
You've been watching too many Tarantino movies.
Yes, well, I think I did mention that. Oh, thank God. I did mention. Look, I'm all red and sweaty. That I had been watching Goodfellas. Well, actually, that's not true. We'd been studying Goodfellas when I did my master's, and we were studying the script. And then I saw this picture, and I wrote that little scene. April, excellent makeup artistry.
Thank you.
Going on there.
I'm going to need another shower now.
You really look beaten.
It's still coming out of my nose.
Yeah. No, but was it? Yeah, well, I think my jam was less than successful, and it was a real problem because it was running right down my boobs. I was too hot for the jam. Oh, yuck. And now look, ooh. Now, who else? Paul, do you have a tongue twister for us? Paul's gone away.
Bye, Paul.
But that's so sad. So
No, I'm here.
Oh, do you have a tongue twister for us?
I'm here.
I'm
here. I'm sorry. Yes, tongue twister, sure. Do you want a short one or a long one?
Well, if you give us a short one, someone else can try it, and then you can give us a long one and you can try it.
Here's one. And it requires you to pronounce the word that you use for after the word fifth. Because most people say sixth, and that's not the word. So you need to be able to say the word sixth.
Okay, do you want to give this one a try, Shane?
Yeah, let's go. It's the sixth sheep's sick. The sixth sheep's sick.
The sixth sheep's
sick.
Sheep's six.
Yes. The sheep that is the sixth one that the sixth sheik owns is sick.
Right.
The sixth sheep's sick.
Who wants to give that one a shot?
Sixth sheep's sick.
Oh.
Well done.
Okay, what's the longer one?
No, I'll give you an even shorter one, which is 11 benevolent elephants. 11 benevolent elephants, 11 benevolent elephants, 11 benevolent elephants.
11 benevolent elephants, 11 benevolent elephants, 11 benevolent... Still hard to say fast.
How many?
Go on, April, give it a shot.
11 benevolent. 11.
11 benevolent evolents.
11 benevolent elephants. I don't even understand what words are now.
Okay, here's an easy one. This one's for you, Maree. Okay, if a dog chews shoes, whose shoes does he choose?
Say that again.
If a dog chews shoes, whose shoes does he choose?
If a dog chews shoes, I've forgotten the last bit.
Whose shoes does he choose?
Whose shoes does he choose? If a dog chooses shoes, if a dog chooses shoes, whose shoes does he choose?
Yes. The first chew is CHEW. So if a dog chooses shoes, whose shoes does he choose?
If a dog chooses shoes, whose I'm not good with these because they're so hard. Can someone else help me?
Have a go at it?
Someone else help.
If a dog chooses shoes, whose shoes does he choose?
Yes.
Someone's good at these.
That's good.
Go on, Shane, have a go.
With that one or a new one?
Yeah. Oh, do you have another one?
Yeah, I've got one. It's one that my grandfather used to get me to recite whilst he was studying the form guide. There's 1-1-1 racehorse, 1-2 was 1-2, 1-1-1 race, and 1-2 1-1-2.
1-1-1-1 race. What?
1-1 was a racehorse. 1-2 was 1-2. 1-1-1-1 race. 1-2 1-1-2.
What he said.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on with the program. We're now going to go to Sara-Rose. Sara-Rose, I don't have my little sting thing, so we'll just have to go to you directly. And so Sara-Rose is in this monologue sort of as part of Mental Health Week, which begins tomorrow. And take it away, Sara-Rose. Or not. Wait a minute. Here she Sara-Rose is on her phone. Oops. And is having some internet issues, which is why her image was weird in the first song. Are you there now, Sara-Rose? She just re-entered the room.
I have that long one if you want it.
Yes, give us the long one while we try and get...
Do you remember an inn, Miranda? Do you remember an inn, and the tedding and the spreading of the straw for a bedding, and the fleas that tease in the high Pyrenees, and the wine that tasted of the jar, and the cheers and the jeers of the young muleteers who hadn't got a penny and who weren't paying any, and the hammer at the doors and the din, and the hip-hop-hap of the clap of the hands to the twirl and the swirl of the girl gone chancing, glancing, dancing, backing and advancing, snapping of a clapper to the spin out and din, and the ting-tong-tang of the guitar.
Oh, that one again. Love that one. Okay, look, Sara-Rose is actually having trouble connecting, I think. So we might move on to the oh, wait a minute. Hello.
Hello.
Now do you have a monologue for us?
I do.
Okay. Well, take it away.
Okay. It's been a long journey. There was a time before the world crashed down around me when I think I felt relatively normal. I mean, sure, I'd always had ups and downs, probably more so than the average person. After my marriage broke down, things got bad enough that I started seeing a psychologist for the first time, which led to a psychiatrist. That's when I found out officially that I have bipolar disorder, although in reality I already knew. I'd been told many years that I probably had it, but for some reason no one wanted to actually diagnose it. This led to, among other things, an addiction to Serapaks. So I'd been on antidepressants, which led me to go hypomanic, which I found out later is really common in people who are bipolar. But instead of putting me on mood stabilizers, the doctor at the time said that benzos would be more appropriate. And then over 2 years, the dose went up and up as I developed a tolerance to it. A tolerance which in time led to a full-blown addiction. And I wasn't abusing it, I was just taking the dose I'd been told. Anyway, I had a few accidents which didn't hurt, but really should have based on the amount of damage I did, including an incident where I took all the skin off my leg so badly that I could see my shin bone. And there's still a lump there now, 15 years later. Sorry, that might have been in the realm of way too much information. Actually, if you're not for way too much information, you should probably stop listening now. So I realised I needed to get off the medication. It's the only thing anyone will do when they've completely lost faith in the medical system. I went cold turkey. Now, anyone who's ever come off benzos will tell you that cold turkey is not the way to do it. 10 days later, I was in Australia with no return ticket, no job lined up, chunks of hair falling out, desperately trying to hide the fact that I was going hypomanic again. It could be worse, I thought. I could have gone the other way and got depressed. Also, I was staying in a backpacker hostel where most people were drunk most of the time, so me being hypomanic probably went unnoticed. Things leveled out, as I had a habit of doing, and for years I was on and off antidepressants. I'd go on them when I got depressed and then come off them at the first sign of mania because there was no way I was going back on benzos again. And at the time, I didn't know enough about the subject to know what meds I really should be taking. And for a long time, I got by. Sure, things were difficult sometimes, but nothing I couldn't handle. I kept working, got my driver's license, continued to play music, did some more traveling, moved permanently to Australia, and even got married. And I wasn't 100% stable, but I could definitely fool people into believing things were going just fine. Sometimes I even feel myself. And don't get me wrong, the highs could be pretty great. I didn't sleep as much, I had heaps of energy, I got a lot done, and I even enjoyed special occasions like parties, which as a rule I try to avoid. But the problem with the highs is that you can definitely have too much of a good thing. Eventually my brain would be going so fast that I keep up with it. Concentration out window, along with the ability to get everything done, and my sole focus became trying to work on not sounding like a crazy person, because I still wasn't ready to let anyone into what was going on. So when my marriage broke down, I finally relented and saw a psychologist. She said she thought I was bipolar, referred me to a psychiatrist, and it didn't take very long to him to come to his conclusion. In fact, he was surprised by my reaction, or lack thereof. I just said I'd always felt like I was crazy all my life. Now at least I knew I wasn't imagining it. Although actually having a diagnosis made me feel slightly less crazy and more like the situation fixed. By this point, I'd had to give up working as a stage manager and lighting sound technician because I had almost constant back pain. I'd had scans and found out that I had splits and osteoarthritis in my lower spine, but they really weren't prepared to do anything about it until I got to a point where I couldn't walk at all, which was helpful. So I'd gone back to study for a desk job that I'd be able to do even if my back got worse. I was working 6 casual jobs to make ends meet, and I could go from working 40 days straight to not having any work for a month. It wasn't the most stable life. My saving grace was my lovely dog, Tilly, who I'd had from an 8-week-old puppy. She was my best friend, and I loved her more than death. She was then joined quite unexpectedly by 3 little kitty siblings who came from a neighbour. 11 months later, the family grew again after Domino got out of a window and found a boyfriend 2 weeks before she was booked in to BD sex. So we were now a family of 8. On the odd occasion when things got bad and I thought it might be the end, they showed me that I still had a reason to go on. But I had no idea how bad things would get. I got to the end of 4 years of study to a point where I could actually use up and took a job in a remote town. I packed up my Firkins and as many belongings as I could fit into my tiny car and drove out there to start a new life. But not long into the new job, I knew things weren't as they should be. I was given various relevant work, and having studied for 4 years, I was able to go buy toilet paper and counting jelly snakes into jars. So it wasn't long before the depression kicked in. Work decided to help depression, caused by lack of relevant work, by giving me less relevant work. To make matters worse, I was surrounded by people having a go at me because they were busy. My supervisor was a 13-hour drive away and refused to even talk to me. And every time I spoke to them at work and told them what was going on and what would help, they completely shut it down. They acted as if I had no idea what I was actually feeling and refused to believe me about what would help. In fact, they always did the complete opposite. I ended up seeing a psychiatrist who I initially thought was great, but I later found out was completely two-faced and oblivious to the fact that clients might actually access and read her notes. To cut a long story short, because that's what I've clearly been doing this whole time, I ended up in hospital 3 times over the course of a couple of months. And the final time was because I'd finally had enough. I couldn't see any way out of the situation. I was stuck in a job where I was being bullied and harassed and not allowed to do the job. And I couldn't quit because I had no money. And no one got it. No one seemed to understand what I was feeling, and everyone was treating me like I had no insight into my own life. So I took an overdose, and that was meant to be the end. And then I turned around and Tilly and the cats were looking up at me, and I realized I couldn't leave them. So I went to the hospital and told them what I'd done. And woke up 3 days later from an induced coma. I'd been flown to the nearest state capital, and everyone was surprised when I calmly let them pull the ventilator tube out and sat up and had a perfectly rational conversation with the mental health team, during which I told them that yes, my life was crap right now, but no, I wasn't going to attempt it again because I couldn't leave my cat and dogs, and also it wouldn't be fair to my family on the other side of the world, who happened to know all about it. That was one of the strangest phone calls I've ever had to make. What do you say to your parents when they know you just attempted suicide? I can't actually remember what I said, other than to reassure them that I was fine and I wouldn't do it again. And in a way, I was fine. I wasn't suicidal anymore because I decided that if work did one more thing to bully me, then I'd resign. I didn't care about the financial implications anymore, only that no one was ever going to treat me like that again. They don't actually do anything to treat you in psych wards. Now, I've had the dubious pleasure of being an inpatient in 4 different psych wards, and if you happen to be planning a visit yourself, bear the following in mind. The ward is basically a big white box. There's a TV, which is the main focus of everyone's attention. Mealtimes become super exciting because lifting the lid on your dinner will be the most adventurous thing you've done all day. The nurses will only talk to you about what food's arrived or what's on TV, and you definitely won't be able to talk about how you're feeling or what's going on. Therapy consists of colouring in or sitting outside. You might go days without seeing a psychiatrist at all, and then when you do see one, it will likely be a different one each day, all of whom have totally different ideas about your treatment, and your diagnosis will likely change daily. They'll probably feed you benzos on a regular basis because tranked out patients are easier to deal with, unless you can't sleep with the freezing cold aircon and the rattling doors, in which case they won't give you anything at all. If you're crying, you'll be told you just need a good night's sleep. And if you in any way disagree with what they're saying, they'll put you on ITO. Yep, that means you can't leave. Or maybe that was just my experience. Anyway, I got out of the hospital after getting off the ITO and went back to work, only to run into the same problems, so I resigned. After that, things were still pretty bad. The supervisor, who'd given no supervision, decided to report me to the professional board with a bunch of lies. I had to go to an assessment with the board's own psychiatrist, who said I was perfectly fine to work with no restrictions, but they put restrictions on my practice anyway, so many that it actually made it impossible for me to get a job at all. I managed to get a job doing technical theatre again, which I enjoyed, but it was only casual, so the money was not very reliable. Then I moved to a bigger city in the hope of finding more work and found that there was no work at all. So for a year, I lived on Centrelink. My master's was on hold due to not being able to get a placement with the restrictions. But despite this, I was never as depressed as I had been when I was in that job. So it's been a long road back, but now 3 years on, I'm finally back to whatever is normal for me. I'm in a full-time job doing what I trained for. I'm finishing my master's, working on a bunch of really nice supportive people, still doing music, and I've got back into exercise after a really, really long time. Tilly and the cat are still the most important things in my life, but now I know there's so many reasons to live. And I actually want to. I want to do gigs and write plays and see the rest of the world. And I want people to know that there is another way. Suicide might seem like the best option, but it never is. I've been to that dark place where it feels like nothing in the world will ever be right again, but that feeling doesn't last forever. You just need to find one thing, one tiny reason to keep going, because that little seed of hope will grow into a huge flower. So that's my story. I'm just putting it out there because I feel like this is a topic that people are always loath to talk about, but ignoring it won't make it go away. Recovery from feeling suicide is possible. You just have to never give up hope and hold on to your one little reason.
Sara-Rose, thank you so much for sharing that.
Well, it's Mental Health Month. I figured it was about time.
Yes, and in what do they call that? In support and collegiate sharing. I'm PTSD, so I do understand the challenges of having mental illness. And I did not know you worked in technical theatre. I did not know you were a stage manager. Because I used to be one too. Well, I really hope that the soiree has been a positive influence in your life, and we love having you with us.
Thank you.
I think we were very lucky the day you answered my call out and said that you were interested.
Well, you know, who else is gonna do live to you from a hotel in Balranald, really?
Look, I can honestly say nobody else in the world values this project as much as perhaps you do, being willing to do the show in 3 degrees from your car on the night you changed cities.
Yeah.
Anyway, we love you, and you're such an important part of the soiree, and thank you so much for, I mean, it's a great gift that you gave us by sharing that. And Mental Health Week is really important, and we all should be able to speak about these things, and hopefully the more we speak about them, the more people can recognize them, and in particular in workplaces, so that people can sort of understand rather than vilify people who might be just, you know, having one of those days. Been there, done that many times. Okay. Does anyone else have a tongue twister for us? No, okay, I've got another one.
Yeah.
I've got a whole page full of them. Okay, here's a nice easy one. Somebody's got to give this a try. Tom threw Tim 3 thumbtacks. Who wants to give that a try?
Try it again.
Tom threw Tim 3 thumbtacks.
Tom threw Tim 3 thumbtacks.
Yes.
Tom threw Tim 3 thumbtacks. Tom threw Tim 3 Tom threw Tim 3 thumbtacks.
Tim 3 thumbtacks.
It's not as easy as it seems.
I've got another one.
All right, Paul.
Old Mother Ruddle Punt had a rough cut punt, and a rough cut punt had she. Not a punt cut rough, but a rough cut punt with a hole in the middle and a flag in the front.
I see where this is going.
You win.
You are Dr. Seuss in disguise, aren't you?
Oh, Paul, say that fast.
Yeah.
Old Mother Ruddle Punt had a rough cut punt, and a rough cut punt had she. Not a punt cut rough, but a rough cut punt with a hole in the middle and the flag in the front.
You have it, David?
Old Mother Ruddle Punt had a rough cut punt, and a rough cut punt had she. Not a punt cut rough, but a rough cut punt with a hole in the middle and a flag in the front.
Oh my God.
You can see where that could go very wrong,
Yes.
can't you? You're just listening to that.
Love it.
Okay. Let's move into the improv now. I just sent everyone a bunch of texts. Did you get yours, Joe?
I didn't even look. Hang on.
Oh, sorry, I didn't send a text. In chat. Sorry, in chat on Zoom. Sorry, my bad. So, okay, we're back to our fun little dinner party with very unusual guests. And Shane, did you read your message?
Yes.
Okay, so Shane is hosting this dinner party. He's going to try and guess who his guests are, or who or what they are. I just nominated people and gave them things. So let's start off with you, Paul, shall we?
Hello. I am so happy to be here at your party, Shane.
I'm very glad that you came.
I have just come from the White House. I am so honored to be there. They flew me in the helicopter to the hospital with Melania and Donald so that I could make my finest creation while they are in their beds. Of course, Melania is famous for her lovely hair, and I have decided to do something absolutely incredible. She will have the recreation of Mr. Trump's hair himself, just to show how much they are in love and how happy she is to be like him.
You can ask him questions, Shane, if you need to.
That's wonderful. Are you the Trump's hairdresser?
Oh, Melania's, yes. I'm happy to be paid at least $70,000 every time I come.
And that's just for coming through the door. Okay, April, how about we go to you?
Hello. I just rode all the way here.
How did you get here?
I rolled all the way here.
On a bicycle?
I rolled
Oh, right in
a
a
round thing. I lost my friend on the way. Usually he's right here, like this. Quite sticky.
Sticky.
Yeah.
Are you both human?
No,
Ah, I wondered.
I could be. Can I be human now?
Are you perhaps an owl?
No, but I am round
Round and roly.
and sticky
Oh.
and tasty.
Where are you? Where do you
I
have a place?
came from the woods. 100 acres of the woods.
Ah, are you a
My
honeypot?
friend.
Yes. Well done. Good guess. Well done, April.
No worries.
I've always wondered what a honeypot would actually sound like.
That's what I think they sound like.
So Joe and Michael, you guys were the final guests. That's a lovely palace. That's like St. Petersburg or something. St. Catherine's Palace in.
It could be. Actually, it's just my spare room.
Yeah.
And we only let the good guests, the posh guests, stay in this room.
Ah.
Yeah.
The rest of us go and just sleep under the porch, right?
That's right. Yeah. Oh, the couch is all right. You know.
Has Michael gone? Did you get something?
Michael has gone to answer the front door.
Oh, okay.
But that's a long way down the other end of the palace. It's right in the other wing. So, you know,
Right.
it'll be a minute.
Do we need him? Do we need him for this?
I think we'll be right. We don't need him. What do we need him for?
I don't know. Do you know who your character is?
But, you know.
Did you read who your character was?
Yes, I have. Buongiorno.
Okay.
Buongiorno, my friend.
Buongiorno.
Thank you very much for having me for dinner tonight. I'm famished. I come off with a big trip. I wanted a bigger meal. Yes?
Yes, we have plenty. Where have you come from?
Oh, well, I come from the other side of the pond, You know, the Americas. You know, it's a bigger place.
It is a bigger place.
It's very nice. You like it. I take you there sometime. Yes, but first we eat. Yes, what's on the menu? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, we have an antipasta and then we have a pasta.
Oh, sounds good. Yeah.
We have everything.
Oh, I'm liking this very much. Yes, you have the wine. Yes, the vino.
Oh yes, plenty of wine. Yeah. Very nice Chianti.
Wonderful. I like the older wines. Yes, the ones that age well. I like so that you know the 15th century wine is good. Yes.
Oh yeah, the very old wines.
Yes, that's the best.
You've just come back from the Americas. Were you alone on your travels, or I don't know? Did you meet anyone interesting?
Oh no, I bring out my friends. Yes, but look, what I plan to do is I got the future plans for this place. Yes, I'm think maybe we do the colonies or something like this. I don't know if anybody else has the same idea, but I think it's good. Yeah.
I believe so. Would your name be Christopher?
Yes, you know me. Oh, we go way back, yeah?
Come inside. Mr. Columbus.
Well done, Christopher Columbus. How on earth did you even figure that out? What's the wine got to do with it? I mean, I'm not saying I know a lot about Christopher Columbus, but...
wine.
He enjoyed a beverage.
Yeah.
Did he? Okay.
Of course.
Of course.
It's a long journey.
It's a long way to go without the vino.
Well, I totally agree with that. Okay, so we're coming to the end of the program, and Maree is going to take us out with another of her amazing dances. Tonight it is a goddess temple dance. So... Take it away, Maree.
Bye. शाकानामयतं जलं रुचिकरं कर्पूरखण्डोज्ज्वलम् ताम्बूलं मनसा मया विरचितं भक्त्या प्रभो स्वीकुरु
Okay, I think I have to say that is my favorite dance of all time.
Sorry, I can't turn this off. So I just won't turn off. What?
Turn off the power.
That's weird. That was weird. Sorry. I wouldn't turn off. That was strange. You were saying.
You're looking at a person who can't work Zoom, so I totally understand.
Yeah. You were saying.
And yeah, I was saying that I got to say, I think that was my absolute favorite dance of all time that you've done.
Great.
I loved it. And
that's great.
And whatever you did with the sound, that was so good.
It's a wonder boom. And another dance I did, which I forgot to put my, I'm using a headphone. I forgot to put it there. That's why you've never heard the sound properly, but I put it, so the sound was obviously good.
It was great, and it's sort of, I think it helps us get into the dance more because we can hear the music better. So
sure.
But no, I just think the choreography was fantastic. The costume, brilliant.
Thank you.
You're really, really kind of you're just growing and growing and growing exponentially. Your artistry.
Thank you for watching.
Okay, well that's all we have time for today. Does anyone else have a tongue twister?
Yes.
Oh, Damian.
Yes. Okay, this one's for ours. Round the raw ragged rocks, the ragged rascal Rupert ran.
Round the raw ragged rocks, the
ragged rascal Rupert ran.
Ragged rascal Rupert ran. Round the raw ragged rocks,
How many of those have you had?
I've got to say, these are very drinkable.
I noticed.
Yes, buckets.
We got buckets here.
Oh, come over to your house, Joe and Michael.
I'll and
may somebody else try it then? Somebody who hasn't drunk quite so much Midori and
I've drunk nothing. I'm sober.
You're so good.
What's that?
Give it
Come
a try.
on, Maree, you just dobbed yourself in now.
Yeah. Say it again, though. I can't.
Okay. Round the raw, ragged rocks, the ragged rascal Rupert ran.
Round the raw, ragged rocks, the ragged rascal Rupert ran.
Yes.
But I can't do it faster.
Round
Yeah,
the raw ragged rocks, a ragged rascal Rupert ran, raw ragged
Oh,
rocks, a ragged Rupert.
It's very good for
ran
it's
the
very good for
raw
practicing
ragged
R's.
Yes.
Yes.
That's awesome.
May I add one more?
Yes.
Okay, which was a hit for Sonic Animation many years ago. Theophilus Thistler, the thistle sifter, in sifting a sieve of unsifted thistles, thrust 3,000 thistles through the thick of his thumb.
I've heard that.
Rolly round and round and roll round, Robert, rolly roll round
Round,
and round,
round,
roll
round, round. Where is the round? Roll, rolly, rolled round.
Thumb. That's as good as I can do. Thumb.
Okay.
Thumb, 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 thumb. There you go.
So hard.
Okay. Well, that brings tonight to a close. Thank you all. It was so much fun and such incredible talent and incredible bravery and incredible commitment tonight. Thank you all. For those who love us and want to speak to any of the people here or put in a request, perhaps, not saying we can do it, but we'll take it and read it and laugh. We're on Facebook and we're on Twitter. And if you want to be a part of the show, come in, do a monologue, do a song, do a something, you can email us at SAMSARA'S SOIREE, 2 S's in the middle, at gmail.com. We're always welcoming people to the group, we're not a closed ensemble, so come on in and play with us. Ooh. You know what I mean. And also you can support this wonderful group of performers through Patreon. But you have to search Samsara's Dramas, which is the name of the podcast, because basically the same people doing podcasts doing the soiree. I worked this out the other day. The podcast is about big stories, complex characters, that sort of thing. The soiree is about little moments of brilliance and intrigue and very, very special moments. So if you want to understand what the difference between the two is, but basically we're the same group of people doing the same crazy stuff. And 15th of November, 7 p.m, keep an eye out. We're in Fringe with our follow-up to the Soireesical. It's called Samsara's Sing Sing. It's free. It'll be on the virtual Common Rooms platform though. And yeah, book when the bookings open, which I think is in about 2 or 3 days. I probably broke a rule then, but Samsara's Sing Sing, join us. I'm halfway through writing the script and it's going to be a blast. Okay, bye everybody. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Maree. Thank you, April, Damian, Shane, and Paul had to go. And Sarah, I think, had internet problems, so she has gone as well. But yeah, until next fortnight. And the cocktail next fortnight is the Singapore Sling, which is actually really complicated. So it's not going to go well. Okay, wait a minute. I didn't prep my outro because I'm dodgy as. Okay, here we go. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh no, where'd it go?
There.
We can sing it.
Oh, bloody hell. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Have a good one. Enjoy those drinks, Michael and Joe.
We need